Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft, and I mock it. If you couldn't tell, we're taking a look at a Bengals mock, and this is like a what if. What if Kayvon Thibodeaux doesn't go first overall? So we're going to take it to that mind. I went ahead and watched it, so I'm going to give you my perspective on Bengals mock draft. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro, and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up. If you enjoy the content, as always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. This is my 4th video of the day I'm recording. The voice is starting to get bad again, but we're going to do it. We're going to man up. We're going to get through this together. All right, so let's go ahead and get into Bengals mock here. So we're going to take a look. Who does he go first? Who does go first in his mock? He goes with Aiden Hutchinson, so he goes with the other edge prospect here. Can there be a case made for Hutchinson going ahead of Thibodeaux? Yeah, I think totally. I think that could be accurate. Is it likely? I don't think so. I would say Thibodeaux going number 1 is like 65%. Maybe give Hutchinson maybe 65 is too much. Let's go 50%. Hutchinson maybe 20. Quarterback 25. Something like that. But he goes with Hutchinson, which is fine. He's basically a stand-up rusher as well at Michigan, so that's not something too much to worry about going to Detroit. If they're going to stick with a similar scheme after year 1, I imagine they do. But yeah, no, it's a fine pick here. I imagine with the Jets pick, he would go Thibodeaux. Actually, I've watched ahead of time. I'm pretty sure. Yes, he goes with Thibodeaux. So kind of a no-brainer. I think it's a lot more to ponder if you're the Jets sitting at 2 and Hutchinson's the next edge. It's like, do we take Hutchinson? Do we take Derek Stingley? I think there's a good case to be made. Can you imagine Hutchinson, or can you imagine Gojo back in the he just likes the camera, man. I don't know what it is. Cute little boy. All right, bud. Get down. Okay, you don't want to get down? All right, we'll do this together. All right, so can you imagine Hutchinson, Carl Lawson? You also got, was it Myers Franklin, who's can kick to the inside as well. He's got that versatility. I get it. Built the trenches. Robert Saleh, that's what they did in San Fran. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Thibodeaux be hard to pass up if you're the Jets. So I don't disagree with this whatsoever. And then the Jags, they go Evan Neal over Kyle Hamilton. Again, you can make the case if they decide to part ways with Cam Robinson after this year, if they're not that impressed with either Walker Little or Jawan Taylor. It just takes being not impressed with one of the two to take Evan Neal, who's played both right and left tackle. So, yeah, I like this pick a lot. While Kyle Hamilton seems sexy, Neal, Neal will make a much bigger impact. But speaking of impact, hey, 25% off all my merch. It lasts till Sunday. So go ahead, use promo code HOLIDAYS, all caps. I got new merch on there, constantly adding merch as I go. One of the best ways to support the channel. So go ahead, take a look at that. Let's take a look at who he has going to the Houston Texans. I believe it's Derek Stingley. Oh, man, come on. But there we go. Derek Stingley. Derek Stingley indeed. Maybe we make this a little bigger for y'all. But I don't want to cut Bengals' beautiful face out. Oh, well. We're doing it. Here, let's do this. All right. So he goes Derek Stingley. Yeah, they need help at corner, man. They don't got a lot of bright spots there at the cornerback position. They kind of went fire sale mode when they got rid of Bradley Roby. So, yeah, no, if you're not going to invest in the quarterback class, which, again, if you're not in the quarterback class, it doesn't surprise me. Then, yeah, I could definitely see him getting taken here. The Giants, they're next on the board. Let's go ahead right here. Okay, Kem Ikwanu. Icky, man. Y'all know I'm a big fan of Icky, man. I really believe he can play left tackle in the NFL. That's the only problem. You got Andrew Thomas there playing good at left tackle. You have Matt Pert, who's played both sides. Some people like him. I think he's all right. Some people really hate him. I don't see where you're coming from if you're on that point of view. So, like, I don't know, with Icky, like, are you taking him to, like, I wouldn't want to put him on the left side or the right side. I'm not moving Icky to the right side. We saw how tough it was for Sewell, who I would say is a much more polished tackle at this point than Icky, who a lot of people thought would be a guard going into the season, going into the NFL, but really stepped up as a pass protector. I won't want to switch sides for him. That's the only thing. It's a lot tougher for younger prospects to switch sides on the offensive line. But, I mean, hey, Jedrick Wills did. So, there is a precedent. There is a precedent. I think Kyle Hamilton goes to the Jets here. Marcus May, yeah. If they retain, even if they retain Marcus May, maybe throw another franchise tag on him or maybe give him a 1-year prove-it deal. Take Kyle Hamilton. That's a stellar safety duo. You could do so many fun things with Kyle Hamilton. So imagine coming out of the first round with Hamilton and Thibodeaux. That is a wild first round. Does he go edge? Who does he go for the Giants? David Ojabo. So this is hot. So you're going to have seen my edge rankings before this where I talk about Ojabo. I need to watch more on him. I've watched a little bit more. And the upside's immense with this cat. Keep in mind, this guy just started playing football like late into high school. He's from Nigeria, moved to Scotland. They moved to the America, to play some foosball, and he's quite good. He was on the practice squad his freshman season. He was, I believe, practice squad player of the year. Didn't make a big impact his sophomore year. Came out stellar this year. He's going to be 22 the time of the draft. So I don't think he could come back because then he'd be 23 during the 2023 draft. So I think he comes out this year. Do I think the upside's top 10? I'm not there. There's a lot more proven tackles. Certainly top 20, top 15. I mean, because I'd still take Kingsley Enagbare. Y'all know I'm real high on him. You can make a case for George Karlaftis, DeMarvin Neal. So, like, there's a few guys where I'd be like, I think I'd rather take a shot on those guys right here than Ojabo, but Ojobo's good. I like that he's kind of playing around with maybe guys that could sneak into, like, the top 10. So, I like that. All right, Philadelphia Eagles. By the way, I have been actually pretty impressed with Bengals analysis, especially since he hasn't watched like a ton of film, self-admittedly, a ton of film on this year's prospects. His analysis is pretty solid. Andrew Booth going to the Eagles. I get it from an athletic standpoint. This dude, he could be up there with Stingley potentially. Potentially. I don't think he's cornerback too. I like Gardner. I like Elam. I honestly, I like McCreary better, McCreary and McDuffie better than Booth. Just because Booth, you've really seen, he gets bodied by more physical defenders, man. He's been having, or physical pass catchers. He's had a tough time. There was, is it Amizi? The NC State wide receiver really had a field day with Booth. So, yeah, that's my biggest worry. I think that keeps him out of the top 10 for me. But I get it. I get the upside. I understand. I think the first quarterback comes off the board right here with Matt Corral. So they get Matt Ryan's heir apparent in another Matt. I mean, I think this gives Matt Corral time to sit behind Matt Ryan at least a year. You don't have to go to him quick. Like Bengal mentioned, how easy the reads are in Lane Kiffin's offense. It's almost a 1-2 read offense. He's not really having to go through progressions. though you know this guy can extend the play and find open receivers. He's got that escapability. You worry about his size. He's a bit on the smaller end. While like you've seen quarterbacks succeed that have been smaller, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, it's still a legitimate. I think there's still some legitimacy to what's the longevity of these guys. Because this guy's like Corral's smaller than Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson's already had injury woes right off the bat. So, is it enough for top 10? I don't know, but that's the quarterback class this year. Kenny Pickett going to Washington, top 10. Y'all know me, man. I like Pickett. I don't like Pickett this much. I have him, like, I think I'm willing to take Pickett at the earliest, probably around, like, pick 18. I might consider it. And I know Steelers fans are like, we don't want the Steelers don't want to start with a rookie quarterback, which is fine. I'm just saying this is where I would start to think about Kenny Pickett. But even then, that means guys like Sam Howell's off the board, Malik Willis. I think those two guys, the upside's much greater compared to Pickett. But I think Pickett could be a solid NFL starter. It's just in top 10. I'm looking for guys that have that greater upside than solid, and that's just me. I don't know. I don't think Pickett's any more than maybe a top 15 quarterback, like a Kirk Cousins-esque caliber of quarterback, which you've seen like you could get by with. But if I'm picking top 10, I ain't looking for a quarterback to get by with. All right, Philadelphia Eagles, Garrett Wilson. I really like the idea of them taking a receiver. Garrett Wilson, he's this all-flavor type of wide receiver. I really think there's a separation between him and the rest of the receiving class at this point. Big fan of Garrett Wilson. I like him to the Eagles. So they go Booth, they go Wilson. So very interesting mock thus far for the Eagles. We'll see what he nabs at 16 for him. And then he goes Charles Cross. He decides not to take any of the quarterbacks at this point, which is fine. Cross is probably going to be like a top 10 prospect when it's all said and done. The guy's really proven himself. He's done what I was hoping Zion Nelson for Miami was going to do. Matter of fact, my money was on Zion Nelson being the guy to improve his stock and end up being Charles Cross. Hey, it was 50-50 shot, right? I picked wrong. I stuck. I'm a Hurricanes freaking fan, dang it, dude. What can I say? I was rooting for my guy. But Charles Cross has been stupid impressive. If the Panthers want to be like, hey, we're not sold on this quarterback class, we'll wait till next year, or maybe do something in free agency, I don't blame them. Go ahead, grab Cross. This tackle class is pretty darn good. Denver Broncos go Malik Willis, which is cool. He's going to have to sit. You got Steady Teddy. Because it's like throwing Trey Lance into the fire. You don't really want to do that. A lot of the stuff's going to be schemed for Willis early on if you're going to start with him. He's still working some. He's still ironing out the mechanics. I really think he's gotten much better. But in terms of being a processor, in terms of what's the other word I'm looking for? In terms of being just a decision maker, there's still a long way to go there. George Karlaftis going to the Dolphins. I wouldn't mind it. This cat, he would kind of be like the Shaq Lawson. At least I think the Dolphins would use him in that role, where Shaq Lawson was really kind of an interior guy, would line up occasionally on the outside. He would line up over top or even inside to the edge or to the tackle. I like Karlaftis in that aspect. And as a Dolphins fan, I don't mind it. And I know a lot, like Phillips, he doesn't do that stuff. Phillips is your pure outside edge rusher. Ooh, where do you go with the Las Vegas Raiders? Oh, Travon Walker. I talk about him in my edge video. I think he returns. The sample size is so small. His production's pretty good despite this small sample size, but it's just so small. I get it. The guy's physical traits are just out the wazoo, but I really think if he returns, he's a top 10 prospect. I'm not saying he's up there with Will Anderson. Like, Will Anderson has this number one overall type of feel to him. But I would say like Walker would be top 10. He's really, really good. Matter of fact, I like Jalen Carter, the interior player for Georgia, actually a little bit better than Walker. Like I'm not a guy that typically likes interior guys going in the top 10, and I think Jalen Carter is a top 10 guy. Ooh, he's so good. All right, Eagles. What's this next pick? Devin Lloyd ends up being the first linebacker off the board. So Devin Lloyd might be a better scheme fit than a Nakobe Dean, because the Eagles, I think their linebackers drop into zone about 70% of the time, which works for a guy like Lloyd, who has a very impressive wingspan. He's not a top-end athlete like Nakobe Dean, who's just athleticism out the wazoo. Wazoo, word of the day, baby. Throw it in the comment section below. Just say wazoo. But Devin Lloyd, he's got this pass rush upside about him. Very good blitzer. So he's a guy that's going to be a very good NFL player. I don't know if I'd take him ahead of Nakobe Dean, though, at this point. Like, I've really come around to falling in love with Nakobe Dean. All right. So what do we do with Cleveland? Oh, that's right. He accidentally double-clicked, so he has to restart. Oh, excuse me. Chris Olave. So they get a burner. They get a very good route runner. This is a good replacement for OBJ. So, yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot. I'm having a tough time, man. Let me tell you. When it comes to my receivers, like Treylon Burks, man, he's a guy that's just, like, he's like 2 to 4 on my rankings. Because it's like, limited route tree. To hell with it. This guy's big. He's fast. He's going to be a nightmare. He's going to be like a DK Metcalf. He's got to test out like that, though. Test out like a Metcalf, like a Claypool. So, I don't know. I'm kind of halting my hype on him. And I'm kind of opting for Olave as my number 2. But it's real close. But I like this pick. I like this pick to the Browns. What are we doing with the Steelers? I know what I like to do with the Steelers, and some people don't like that. I like the idea of going corner. I think they need cornerback depth. They're starting to fall back into this. They're starting to fall back into the Steelers of like a few years ago, where their secondary was atrocious. And I really think cornerback depth would help. But he goes Sam Howell. He goes with the rookie quarterback. I like Sam Howell, man. For me, Sam Howell, if not for the down year, and by down year, I mean everyone around him sucks, I think he would still be considered the top quarterback in this class, potentially, because the guy's got elite arm talent. I know schematically the system he runs for Mac Brown, very RPO heavy, but he's been forced to go through progressions because quite often his number one read ain't always open, and he's having to make quick decisions because, well, his offensive line sucks. So I think he's done a really good job with a very poor situation. And then the New Orleans Saints. Here, come on. Jameson Williams. So I like this because typically I like to pencil in Chris Olave for the Saints, because I think them getting a nice speedster that they really wish they had in like Raekwon Smith, who never really developed into anything more than this like probably wide receiver 4. That's why I like penciling Olave, maybe a very good number 2, very good route runner. Jameson Williams is very similar. He's right up there with Olave in terms of being like the best, really among the guys with the best like burners in this class. Like Jameson Williams is very good. I think he has 5 plays of 60 plus yards on the season. Just ridiculous. Do we go corner for the Vikings? No, buddy, don't. My dog's trying to hop on my waist. So the Minnesota Vikings go Roger McCreary. I love Roger McCreary. He's been one of the most productive corners in this class. While I don't like physically, he's not athletically, he's not going to be like elite. I think he's going to be on par with like Ahmad Gardner in terms of athleticism. I just think Ahmad Gardner's way more physical, and that plays a lot to his strengths. But McCreary is a very savvy, very wise corner. Very good. So Zimmer, corners. What's new, Pussycat? All right. Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis is, I think, a very good pickup for the Bills. I really like him more so in this 20 range where, listen, the Bills, their run defense is atrocious. Ed Oliver is a very good pass rusher, and he's all right as a run defender, but they have no one else that can defend the run. Jordan Davis, he's at least going to be an elite run stuffer that potentially might have this pass rushing upside. So let's see what the Chargers do. DeMarvin Leal, I forgot this cat was still on the board. I think Leal's at least a top 15 guy. This is your Jerry Tillery replacement. This is great value. I love this a lot. The way this guy moves for 290, ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I think Tyler Linderbaum's still on the board, and I think that's where the Bengals go. Makes all the sense in the world. What's the cat's name? Trey Hopkins. This play's fallen off. He's probably among the worst on that offensive line. Trey Hill has shined a bit at center. He hasn't played a lot of snaps, but I think he's flashed a bit. But he's also played guard. So I think you could maybe that be your eventual Quinton Spain replacement, being Trey Hill. Hopefully, Jackson Carman, maybe he gets around to playing guard a bit better. I was kind of hoping they put him at right tackle eventually. I don't know if that's in the cards. Tyler Linderbaum, ideal fit for Zach Taylor's zone blocking scheme, outside zone blocking scheme. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're going to go Jahan Dotson, dude. So they get their replacement for Antonio Brown, maybe Chris Godwin. They do have, what was it, Jalen Dean? Or Darden. Jalen Darden. There we go. In the wings. Keep in mind he was a 4th rounder, though. So if they grab Dotson, I mean, keep your quarterback happy. I don't mind this at all. Keep in mind you're also replacing potentially Godwin and Antonio Brown. So you're left with Evans. Tyler Johnson's going to get his. So you have Dotson, then you have Darden. You still have Scotty Miller. So it's like they still run real deep at receiver. Jermaine Johnson, I like to the Chiefs in terms of he's what Spagnuolo really likes. I really like this guy's physical, like his frame, his build, and just, man, he's so strong and he's deceptively quick. He's been very good for Florida State. And in this edge class, it's so tough. It's so tough trying to rank these guys. I would probably go Kingsley Enagbare just because I got him higher. I'm really high on him. He's a top 10 prospect in my opinion, but I'm not going to fault Jermaine Johnson. It's a very good edge class. New England Patriots, they go Kyer Elam. They got to re-sign J.C. Jackson. I can't imagine a world where they don't. The guy's been so good for him. But why not grab more depth? So I don't mind this. Treylon Burks, he's kind of been this like pencil it in Lions pick where it's like they know everyone knows the Lions. They want more of this vertical passing game. Burks, he really fits into that. He's also got some after the catch ability. So everyone likes that quite a bit. All right, got to keep my voice for these last few picks. What do we do? What do we do with the Cowgirls? Oh, Kingsley Enagbare. There's my boy. DeMarcus Lawrence. Maybe they eventually get a replacement for him. I really think they like having Micah Parsons be this edge guy because, gosh, he's so good. So good. So good. What a pick by the Cowboys. So, yeah, I don't mind this pick here. I really think they could go deep. They could go a variety of different spots. You could go corner because Ahmad Gardner's still on the board for some weird reason. So is Trent McDuffie. You go safety. A lot of the safeties all the safeties that aren't Kyle Hamilton are still on the board. So, but I mean, Kingsley and Eggbari, he's top 10 on my board. So yeah, if I'm here, the Cowboys picking, I'm like, yeah, give me one of those. I don't remember what he does for. Trevor Pettit to the Ravens. Does this mean they move him to the right side? He's only played left tackle at Northern Iowa. Pennant's going to be an interesting guy. I really hope I don't know if he's accepted a Senior Bowl invite yet, but he could really dominate the Senior Bowl and sneak into this first round. Excuse me. Yeah, but I kind of like this. It's just, again, man, I'm real hesitant to switching guys to opposite side. Packers, Nakobe Dean. Campbell, he's on a 1 or 2 year deal. Regardless, Dean's this guy that just flies everywhere. I like it. I like this pick, especially like the Packers. Typically, they're starting to run more 2 linebacker sets because they were going through this thing where they do play a lot of sub packages, but they were only playing 1 linebacker on the field. This year, they're playing a lot more 2. So Nakobe Dean and Campbell, dude, that's. Oof. And I mean, this kind of sets just in case Devondre Campbell's kind of this one-hit wonder, because keep in mind he's been a journeyman. He's been like average to below average his whole career, and is just kind of like broken out this year. So keep in mind Dean might be a good fail-safe just in case it doesn't work out. What are we doing with the Titans? Brandon Smith. Ooh, pair him up with David Long. But they do got Monty Rice in the wings there. So, Brandon Smith, though, is fantastic, man. So, yeah. Dude, I guess me and Bengal, we kind of line up similar on our linebackers. We have Christian Harris kind of being the outside looking in. Excuse me. Yeah, because I think he even mentions that in the video. So let's go ahead and see who this last pick is. It is Drake Jackson. So Chandler Jones' potential replacement. Drake Jackson, Y9 guy. Stupid athletic. Yeah, I mean, his upside is first round worthy, so I don't mind it. Overall, I liked this draft real quick. Subscribe. Not just to Bengal, but to this guy right here. And what were some of the things I didn't like? It was probably early on, like Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral, Akem, just because I kind of worry about moving him left side, or right side. Maybe you move him to left guard. Maybe you do that. Booth, just a little bit too high. I like David Ojabo. I like showcasing guys like that. But yeah, I'm not about it with the quarterback selections here. Like for the Falcons, man, I feel like you don't have to go quarterback this year. You just don't. I like Walker being showcased, just don't think he comes out. The more I see Steeler fans in my comments, the more I don't think Steelers go quarterback. I even think Bengal acknowledged that. Leo Fallen was kind of wild, but the draft, good players fall. Like even Elam. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing, and until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.